What's up, everybody? Here, and I am here to tell you of what I've gotten from Epic and Universal Studios, finally, and even a little extra, but I probably won't get into it much. So, when I was in Epic, I wore this shirt for Darkmoor. Then, when it came to Super Nintendo World, I wore my DK shirt. Third realm that I think about, wore my Celtic one, which was for the Isle of Burke. But anywho, let's get on. Like we had such a blast. It was a horrifying good blast for Epic. Turns out I figured out where just a few days ago I found out where exactly you get the snapshot from, and apparently it's with the second werewolfman animatronic when he's swiping at you from above. Uh let's see what else. Oh yeah, when we also I wasn't really keen on seeing most of what the grotesque look of how Frankie was made, but I was really glad that I made a short for the Wolfman video. But as for when we got off the ride, like, but before that, when we were at the beginning of the ride, I didn't know that Quasimodo was in that bell. I don't really think Quasimodo would be considered a horror character. He would be more of a fantasy character. There's a difference between horror and fantasy. Fantasy are those like fairies and dragons. Horror, werewolves, as well as vampires, zombies, mummies, and other horrifying creatures of literal horror. Literally, the word horror is in horrifying. So let's get into it. Let's show off the first thing I got. The Wolfman. Well, granted, my mom had to get it for me because I was trying to save my money so I could get all the things that I wanted. But this was good. Mm-mm. Now, when it came to when we went to the oh wait, actually, after Monsters Unchained, we then went to surprisingly the Curse of the Werewolf. I love werewolves, but I did not like that ride. The sudden push and the fact that it went reversed and spins right when you go on the half pipe area. And I had to literally put my bag of shirts and this an air fan. Hold it. There's one, two, three. Because it was getting extremely humid there. I mean, then again, we went on a day that started out foggy, which, well, not full foggy, but like it was basically sort of foggy morning in a way, but without the fog. You guys know what I'm probably talking about. But when it comes to after dark more, we then went. Hold on, let me converse salt with my mother to see where exactly we went next after Darkmoor. So we went to now. Here's the thing: you basically start off at Celestial Park before you go into the other realms. Celestial Park is basically representing all of Universal, which would make sense because the logo is a spinning Earth with the words coming out of view so that they could show the words. And for that, we were on the carousel. It was a good one. It was beautiful. Sadly though, didn't get to ride the dragon one. So me and my brother were on two separate bulls, and my mother apparently she was riding the lion. But we had fun. Let's see. After that, we went to Super Nintendo World. And Nintendo World. Wait, let me get it. So Super Nintendo World was a little fun, but the when we got there, we learned that sort of like Volcano Bay, we sort of didn't get figured out that there were Nintendo watches. So I couldn't really make up the sound of hitting a Nintendo cube, like the ion boxes that you would see in Mario. And surprisingly, oh yeah, we didn't even get to eat any of those special foods I originally wanted to, like Bowser's Fireball Special, which was a meatball. I mean, if I had a drink, I could have cooled it down easily. Eat, slurp, lip, slurp, or eat, sip. My brother had mushroom soup for the first time, and my mother ate some boba tea where the boba look was shaped like stars. Not a fan of boba. I apologize, people. You're not gonna get me to taste that weird liquid, nor the weird stuff in it. Because every time I get into a slurp from a boba, it just does not taste right when I'm trying to slurp something. Not even the liquid's good for me. I don't like it. I'm usually the guy who would branch it out, but boba tea is a spot reaches the mark of not eating it. However, I'm not going to judge anyone else from eating it. I will admit it would be nice for those gummies. I mean, the star gummies, but it was still covered in that sip. I only had the garlic knots when we were eating inside the Toadstool Cafe. But we also went to we also then went we saw how the ride with the Yoshi carts was slow. We didn't really ride it, but we might ride it next time just for the heck of it if it wasn't a rainy day. But because it was a rainy day on a Tuesday, since we went to Volcano Bay on Monday and got there at Cabana Bay on Sunday and surprisingly saw Alex the Lion. Wait, what am I doing? I'm talking about Epic, but I didn't know if you want to hear about that. We'll talk about the Volcano Bay another time. This is for Epic, considering we didn't get any souvenirs from Epic. I mean, Volcano Bay. Oh, hold on. Correction, people. I just consulted with my mother, and she apparently says that we had gotten two magnet keychains and surfboards, and a So we got two keychain surfboards and a magnet that actually looks like the tiki version of the Volcano Bay. But that we won't be talking about that. We're talking about Epic, not Volcano Bay. So we then during our trip in the Nintendo world. Oh yeah, here's the thing. I had to like go to the bathrooms to switch into my different shirts to represent the realms. And when it came to Super Nintendo World, we then went to the best sub realm within. Now, granted, Darkmoor is basically the whole, like Dark Realm. That would be the whole. I mean, Dark Realm. I meant Darkmoor. Darkmoor was like the literally the entire realm, but the sub realm was with the werewolves. And we'll continue on by that part soon enough. But actually, yeah, we got. So we discovered the werewolf tracks at the sub realm of the Curse of the Werewolf roller coaster, or just place. And at nighttime, we discovered there were some footprints. A lot of werewolf tracks, werewolves making creature sound, werewolf sounds in the plants or around the leafy areas. And then there was one set of tracks that were human that turned into a werewolf, just right next to or near the cart where it shows the weird, the jars of weird stuff. Anywho, back to Nintendo World, which I am trying to get back to. We went to DK. Oh man, like it was like a different sub realm. Like unlike Curse of the Werewolf, we were like going in another tunnel in Super Nintendo World, and it was a barrel in a way. I mean, it would sort of make sense because in DK games, you're always going through barrels that will burst that will burst you out from themselves, so that you can reach either a higher place or a like over a gap and even destroy some stuff. So we went to the DK ride, obviously, because just and of course because we didn't get the Nintendo realm, the Super Nintendo realm's watches. Like I said before, we couldn't do the punching the item the boxes. We couldn't even summon Rambi. Dang it. Oh, but the DK ride was so good in terms of the architecture. However, when it came to the ride, it was long, but sadly there was just one thing we could not do because it was raining like a few times until it was getting really bad. Luckily, we all three of us brought three separate umbrellas because we were like literally in that line for 2 hours and didn't even get on the mine carts. I at least got to see Cranky, but showed me a video of him. But then again, I would have to make it right when he's talking. But here's the thing: he's constant. The line is sort of constantly moving, unless it's a really long ride. And there were a few times where our perseverance to weigh out the storm actually made it so that the entire line, with us three included, we all fans of DK shouted "woo" or "yeah" or clapped because we were persevering through it. And that happened twice, but then we just stopped. Like I continuously told mother and my brother, told mom and my brother that we could leave. Granted, I was sort of having a little bit of roller coaster fear stuff because in the past I was not good with roller coasters, namely the Loch Ness Monster. And mainly because I didn't want to ride it when I was in Busch Gardens. But it was forced to. But anywho, I mean, it wasn't my mom, but still forced. But then, so I continuously told both of them that we could just leave the minecart madness and enjoy the other realms. We already went to Jarkmore. Check. We're already DK realm, the DK Donkey Kong Country realm, or the DK Country or Ape Kong Country. Yeah, Kong Country was basically the sub realm in which we also heard the very Donkey Kong Country theme song, like going. And as for the, but here's the thing: we did when we finally got out of the long line. We went. We were a little thirsty, a little parched, or even a little hungry. That which this came into play. Strangely enough, it was so 15 or something. Well, probably 15. We got the DK mug with the DK spoon. So when in this, we had a cup that we didn't. I don't think we even kept the cup, but this is what it was filled. It was filled with banana smoothie, caramel popcorn, and then there was also a waffle cone. But then the liquid for the cup, because the waffle cone was keeping it from inside the juice. It was pineapple. I mean, there's no such thing as banana juice. I mean, there's apple juice, pineapple juice, anyway, apple, orange juice. There's apple juice, orange juice, pineapple juice, grape juice. But we all, but we, you know, never mind about the fruits. Basically, we had pineapple, and it was in a banana smoothie related beverage slash dessert. However, it was still good. The popcorn was good, and I'm not really usually a fan of caramel, but the popcorn was delicious. Same with the banana and the waffle cone. And so was the drink. Speaking of which, after we got this, hold on. Oh, sorry. Accidentally repaused that part. I mean, unpause that part quickly. This was originally a regular barrel, but then I sort of colored it brown, but I colored also red and yellow, and this is what I did. This was the barrel. This is the barrel mug. Eh. Oh, I forgot to show you something, y'all. This right here, this was the classic Wolfman, but of course we got this in Georgia, not Orlando. This was not in. This was not in the Monsters Unchained gift shop, nor was in the Curse of the Werewolf shop. This was surprisingly. I found this along with Mom's Frankie pin in Savannah, Georgia, and I had her put it like in the front to show who my monster was. I'd never my I mean Papa is probably looking up down from me below from above in heaven, seeing I got something that he was really interested in, considering this was his favorite Wolfman. But let's not tear up. Let's not tear up, okay? Let's not tear up. For So yeah, we got a barrel and the back to the whole. Actually, no, I'm gonna show you these last few things from Darkmoor last. Uh, okay, so we went to. Oh wait, after the barrel mug. I got the DK plush. Strangely enough, due to it was $25, but surprisingly, the tax, even though it was in the zeros, it turned to $26. Like, huh? Like, seriously, why change it when it's just double zero cents? It doesn't make sense. That was actually weird. I had to do that. I had to do that. So let's see. What other realms did we go to? Let's see. After Super Nintendo realm, we then went back to Darkmoor because that's when we figured out when Frankie was going to show up. But we also wanted to see a few other things. We saw there was another gift shop there. That's where I found that werewolf head mask. Oh yeah, it was also in the Curse of the Werewolf gift shop. Uh, and then it was like after we saw that one. Okay, after DK, when we went back to Darkmoor, so I had this necklace that I got from Tennessee this year, and it was a wolf necklace that says "Live bold, trust your instincts." Let me go get it. I used some yarn to make it out of this. It was really good what I did. But here, let me get you a closer look. There it is. And there it is. Live bold, trust your instincts. So, when it came to that little necklace, we were in line. Apparently, my brother's legs were starting to hurt, and I guess a little bit of mine, but Mom had to see Frankie after 51 years. 51 years. So, I want I walked up to her because originally I was hoping to record her. Sadly didn't get to. But then while she was talking to Frankie, talking about how she met him many years ago and then like a grandfather. It was like Frankie was saying was like grandfather with Revolta, the bride of Frankenstein, saying. So basically, she sort of Revolta's like saying same stitches, same forehead. Like the person dressed up as Revolta was like, and Frankie were all perfectly good. Uh, and he was like, "I'm only 3 years old." Well, then again, you technically bring forth a creature that can live live an immortal life because you have basically merged all his body parts, organs, and bones together, even with a few metal stuff to make him immortal. Heck, I saw there was metal in his jaw. Ugh. And people say, and that's weird enough. That's some weird thing to have a darn uh with that root canal stuff. You know, I'm hoping I don't get that. Because there ain't no way I'm going to stay awake for that. Never. So make sure you brush your kids' teeth. Brush your teeth, kids. That's what I meant. So, in addition, I wore this necklace and Revolta saw it. I mean, I didn't wear this shirt because I was wearing my DK shirt still. And she saw it. So then I was like, you're not the only monster here. she was like, has the full moon phased? Even Frank was like, but of course, my werewolf Sona is not like standard werewolf situations. For one instance, so speaking as my persona, it would be that he would I would be an omnivore, be a tribal werewolf with the clothes, not the whole tribal clothing. Like I'm not wearing a loincloth. I'm wearing underwear, boxers, shorts, t-shirts, and was talking about I was more of a piscivore, meaning I would eat fish, and I was more of a hero. Well, I was going to mention that, but I'm not. I don't even eat human flesh, and even told them that I was one with the wolf within. And Revolta's. I didn't want to steal Mom's thunder, considering it was lightning that brought Frankie to life, as well as Revolta. And so she was like, you you must be one with your truest self, or be one with the beast within." And it was pretty good. I liked that. Should have recorded that. I should have had my brother record that. But anywho, I saw the Invisible Man pass by, but of course Frankie was more important. Uh, so then after we left Dartmoor, we finally went to Isle of Burke, having a trouble reading that glyph stone that Hiccup left, but got to hear the amazing music, which Mom never told me she was recording. Had to literally wait in the rain with umbrella in hand, and a janitor brushes water right behind me. It was funny. And considering it was the one short that I tiled, my mom didn't tell me she was recording. Oh, actually, there's another plush. In fact, you might have to see. Comes here. Come show who you got. Because you didn't just get my Wolfman plushie.
I'm 3 years old.
Take a bow, Frankie. Honestly, oh yeah, speaking of which, she decided to get a thin tray that looks like a coffin, and all of us should know if you're all a Frankie fan. How does this relate to Frankie? Don't worry about the design inside. How does this work for Frankie? He's literally Frankenstein, not a vampire. We know a sarcophagus would be a mummy's tomb, not also its bed. Werewolves just sleep in caves. Same with bats, but vampires mostly, and they mostly live in castles. Same with Frankie. Frankie lives on a darn lab table. A rectangle bed. What do you mean, me? I told you can make shift one. Or have some carpenter make it for ya. I swear, even though she's 51 years old, it feels like she's a kid. Like 15 years old. Reverse. So, we then went to, after going to Isle of Burke, oh man, it was good. sat we I also got blasted by a snow wraith, which granted I was confused because it's been a long time since I known some of the classes, and you remembered very well in that one short when we were going before we headed into the portal. We saw all the classes, well, the dragon species and what classes they represent. Changelings, obviously, mystery. Bownapper, mystery. Night Fury and Skrill, strike class. I wouldn't really. I mean, they said that the fear class was no longer a class due to the fact that dragons are now no longer feared. There's the Stoker class with dragons like Hookfang or Terrible Terrors. The Rumble Horn was basically the main guy for the Tracker class, which, if you have noticed, was from Racer's Edge before before the events of How to Train Your Dragon 2. Uh, so after the glyph and the unknown video recording of me standing there like an idiot with an umbrella, like I'm Mary Poppins, y'all. We at least saw the snow wraith, got breathed on, but of course I had to darn walk into it. Like I should have done. What? Well, I did. But anywho, we also then saw amazing architecture. Well, I was the one who found most of them. The trash cans had some of the art work, just like the Super Nintendo realm. Oh wait, actually, we sort of went to Harry Potter World. It was not really the. It was meh. I mean, I am a Harry Potter fan, but it was meh. The only thing that was good, surprisingly, was that for that England restaurant, where of course I got to try a bit of, like mainly a bit of creme brulee, brulee. Harry Potter is in England, not France. So is the Ministry of Magic. Magic. Literally, Harry Potter's all around England, London. Anywho, that was pretty much the one place we did. We didn't really get to go on the whole ride, considering how much of a wait it was. But we then went back to. So no, not went back. Then we just went to Isleberg. So what else did we do? We managed to find the baby dragons that were with one sticking his head in a bag of fish, while the two others were fighting over a fish. Saw Toothless sadly didn't get to go in, even though we darn waited 2 hours in a ride for DK, but could have probably at least waited a few minutes, mainly 20, to see Toothless. Okay, she just gave me a truth. She dropped me with some knowledge that it was indeed a France. But Harry Potter is still located in.
There's also a German restaurant inside there, so there's two within the Ministry of Magic.
The major part is England. Everyone knows that from Harry Potter. That's mainly England.
Just do your video.
I am doing my video. What are you talking about? Any. Uh, who says be good? That's Mongo from Shrek 2.
E.T.
E.T. wasn't even in Epic. It was in Universal Studio.
I'm just telling you to be good. Be nice.
I'm being nice. I'm being nice. Anywho, let's stay on task. In Isle of Berk, we even got to see some of the seats. The benches were designed to look like some of the dragons, gronkles. I also took pictures of the bathroom, not the toilet, but the mosaic art and the fact they replaced the the guy in the wheelchair symbol and the men's and female. Well, I didn't take a picture of the females because I wasn't going to be. I'm not that guy. I'm not going to be some creep. So I only took pictures of what was inside the bathroom and the mosaic art. It was not all bad. I could put on a post on what they looked like later dates before Christmas, maybe. Anywho, during that we saw managed to find the very grill, a place where there was all those cheese cones. And of course, the one that we had to get was the $15 one, which was the better choice to buy. The classic mac and cheese. Although the mac and cheese was possibly, it was white cheddar mac and cheese, but it was good and it had goldfish in. Sadly, my mom and brother did not wasn't on keen on that, considering it was the as a true dragon fan of How to Train Your Dragon specifically. Everyone know, even I know that the dragons no longer eat. Well, there were rare moments where they eat lamb, I mean ham or chicken, but the major food they ate as to not cause chaos was fish. And all the dragons can eat fish, minus eels. Never once saw them eat shark anything, but then again, shark fin soup is more of a Japanese culinary. So after that, when we actually then we went to the Great Hall. It was delicious. All the food there was delicious. We had hiccup. Granted, I had the cheese cone as a sort of dinner. I also had to get the the haddock's fillet, salmon fillet. It was Hiccup's haddock fillet, and it was delicious. That salmon was good. My brother got Gobber's fiery, spicy wings, and he didn't even like the barbecue. And I tried to get some too, but only one bite and was eh. And mom had, well, mom doesn't know what which she ate, but after the Great Hall, we sort of went back. Oh, you're probably originally I tried making one video in the hall, but of course I sort of accidentally banged my knee leg into a bench seat within the hall, and of course the employees were kind enough to say if I was alright, and I said I was alright, so I had to like stop that video, but then erase that video, but then made up a new one, the one you saw with Toothless at the and his family at the end. Then on our way out, we sort of went to do the gift shop and even saw Gobber. Sadly, didn't talk to him, but we saw Grump. But in terms of the gift store, of which we got on Tuesday that day, we got this that had this. Oh well, no, not right here. This was a different thing. So we got the literal strike class. Wait, hold on. Well, let me see if I can. Ah, there, much better. We got the strike class. Just remember, it's at Universal Studios, especially Epic. Granted, this could have been found over at Universal Studios. So, then we also got this a dragon egg, and of course, it's like it can dangle around at your on either side of on either hip, and this one, oh yeah, the guy who gave me this, like I wanted to do this whole ceremony thing where he would shout, we got a baby night monstrous nightmare, baby night fury, baby light fury, baby gronkle, baby. Well, no, wait, they didn't do a monstrous nightmare, so they did a baby cloud cutter. No, storm cutter, baby storm cutter, baby light fury, baby toothless, or baby night fury in a way, baby deadly natter, and a baby gronkle. Well, baby meatlug, baby stormfly, baby toothless, and baby cloud jumper. Speaking of which, this teal, because actually saw, and I was right, that there's not a random dragon in this. Toothless was green, like his eye color. Blue was Light Fury because of her eye color. Gr- the Gronkle was a sort of orange. Meatlug was a sort of orange. I can't exactly remember the Cloud Jumper egg color, but and this teal one houses a baby deadly nair. And here's the name I gave to her, Spikeisha. SPI, like I would think Spike, but no, that's like My Little Pony reference. No, Spike, I mean spine, like because she shoots spines. Or would that ability that I should say spike shot? No, spine shot. No, spike shot would be more of cutter from Rescue Riders. I will get back into the whole Lego Riders, I promise you that. But in terms of the this is Spikeisha, spelled SPI hyphen KEISHA, like Keisha, like a regular human name. Ain't she cute? I know it's technically Baby Stormfly, but to me it's Spikeisha. Time for your nap. And then he was like, I even mentioned with my Celtic shirt that I was actually a descendant. Like, my dad's dad was Irish. So that also makes me half Irish, but I'm also half Cherokee Indian. I'm a descendant of the very people of the very civilization that formed the Americas, the North America, before the English settlers came and being half Irish, because there are some chances that you'll see some bit of red in my beard. And I was also, the guy literally said, we got ourselves a real Viking. When I told that, I mean, he knew where Vikings came from. He knew that Vikings were of Norse mythology. When I mentioned that very word, when I said that I that I was half Irish, which was a sub branch of the Norse mythology, and that's why he said we got ourselves a real Viking. Uh, and of course, I did promise that I would take care of Spy Keisha. Well, didn't exactly say it in front of him what his name was, but probably next time, maybe. Maybe I'll even get another dragon egg. Who knows? Granted, it was $30. Well, no, wait, hold on. Oh no, $32. Crap. But anywho, that was sadly the last place we went to. Nah, no, that was not. That was the second to last. The first last one was the fireworks show. Ooh, 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 the fireworks show was good. The ow with the wolves and had to slowly remember the dragon thing, which of course not even me, so my mom knew because I was the one who mostly watched the dragons. I believe it was called Test Drive. No wait, it doesn't, never mind. Anywho, it was all good. It was really good. But then again, while it was at night, we went back to the Curse of the Werewolf one because I wanted to get pictures of the architecture there. That's when we discovered that the werewolf tracks were there. I even went behind a concession stand and ow the loudest I could just to do it. uh, anywho, that will be the end of part one. Oh wait! I also forgot to show you. I also got these three, well, four. We got this little antique knickknack or something of Wolfsbane, and but then again, I also got these two. Huh? Huh? This one's personally my favorite one, and these are from the Curse of the Werewolf. From Curse of a Werewolf. Now you're probably wondering what's the last thing I'll show you. Prepare yourselves. This one is my favorite. It's a poster. Curse of the Werewolf. Beware of the full moon. This is a werewolf. If you haven't noticed, there's a difference between. I mean, I guess technically they're both werewolves in a way, but short-faced werewolves, a long-faced wolfman, but werewolf in general. At least got to have fun by seeing the werewolves in. Got to see a bit of the werewolf that was in the roof. Didn't know. Didn't know it was an animatronic, but oh well, we got. Now, who I hope you all enjoy, and I'll. Wait a minute, did I show you all of it? Let's see. Yeah, there you go. You just pause some part of the video and you'll see. Just rewind it back and you'll see. Oh, the village of Darkmoor can't escape the curse of the werewolf. Anywho, this will be the end of part one of the collection from my 2-week vacation. I'll see you all next time. Bye.